Well, New York City is the emotional kind of keystone of the game. It's the place, it's the thing we relate to when we look at screenshots of Prototype. It's the thing which we understand. If an example I use a lot is if the game was set on planet Mars and we had a shapeshifter in Mars in the year 3000, and I guess I explained that to you as a concept, then you'd be like, oh, I guess that happens. Is there a lot of shapeshifters in Mars in the year 3000? Did we find them there? It all just feels like fantasy, and you can just accept it. But if we have this set of fantastic events which are taking place in the place that everyone in the world recognizes, everyone recognizes New York, you can relate to it. You know, it's this kind of icon of the world. And if these fantastic events start taking place there, of this viral outbreak and these other events which then take place in the game, there's something to relate to, there's something emotionally that ties you in there.
I think once people get a chance to play Flower, they're going to be talking about how new and unique and emotional the experience is.
I think Flower, as what we call it, is a video game version of a poem. I think asks something different of the player. We are a generation of game makers who have now grown up our whole lives with video games. We see the potential for what an impact they can have on us. With That Game Company, we start our ideas with an emotion of how we want the player to feel, and then we bring in the engine, the art direction, the music, and everything, and the interaction, what the player's doing in the game together to try and set that tone.
Video games are very, very good at producing primal emotions, very, very sort of instinctive, shock and awe maybe moments that where the ghost comes out of nowhere and goes boo, and you go, oh, that was pretty scary for a few seconds. The sort of emotions that I'm interested in producing are more pervasive than that. They're emotions that go on and that leave you with something after the video game is turned off.
And my whole point is, if we really want to introduce a new level of innovation into computer games, then it's things like emotion that are important. It's getting you to feel things when you play a computer game that you've never felt before.
So how have people reacted to the dog?
The wives of one of the developers at Lionhead came in, and I thought, oh great, I'll try to see what she thinks of the dog. I knew she didn't play many computer games. At that particular time, it was particularly easy to hurt the dog. It's a feature that we've kind of removed now. And she was going, oh, he's cute, oh, it's lovely, and you know, when I was, especially when I was touching the dog, it was, you know, she was really getting it, she really understood it, and I would talk her through all this. And then I happened to do something particularly aggressive as a dog, and she became physically angry with me.
What did you do?
I kind of hit it slightly aggressively with a rather large stick. It kind of looked like I was beating the dog, but she physically turned round, and you know, it was a physical reaction. It wasn't, she hadn't thought about it, it was physically she'd reacted, as if she'd seen a dog hit in real life.
Are there any emotional responses you'd rather avoid?
I think this emotion in gaming opens the lid of something which is very interesting, and we're asking ourselves, is there any emotions we don't want to show? There's some very unsavoury emotions in that tin. But at the moment, I kind of want to show them all. After all, books and films talk about just about every emotion.
The mechanics and the controls of the games draw the player into this experience where they get to soar around beautiful environments and explore things on their own time. It's quite unique and actually a very deep emotional experience.